This guest has broadcast the NFL Today with Brent Musburger. He is a man who knows the angles and the odds on everything from the White House to the Super Bowl. Folks, please say hello to Jimmy the Greek Snyder. Hi, Jimmy. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on the show.
Since I can make it all even, you can come on our show tomorrow. Then tell us what's wrong with the Giants.
All right, I'll be happy to do that.
Okay.
All right. I mentioned here the White House to the Super Bowl. Since we just mentioned it, since we were talking about Gary Hart, could you now give us odds on the Republican nominee, the Democratic nominee, and the ultimate winner?
Gary Hart too. Huh?
Yeah, whatever.
See what too much love's done for you?
What's that?
It blows out your brains.
Okay.
That's mine.
I see.
Okay. Now, the Republican nominee, it's 8-5 that Bush beats Dole.
Uh-huh.
Now, it's 6-1. You can't guess who the Democrat's going to be, and I don't care who you take.
Yeah.
And it's 50-1 against Hart.
Uh-huh. And are there odds now on Cuomo being brought back into the fray?
Well, if anybody would make them, it would be me, and I don't think Cuomo wants to run, but I would have to make him a 20-1 shot.
Mm-hmm.
Only because he doesn't want to run. If he would run, he'd be a 3-1 shot.
Yeah.
If Iacocca would run, he'd be 2-1. You know.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You think so?
Definitely.
What about a guy like Donald Trump, who looks like a candidate somewhere down the road, but won't really say anything?
You know, I'm glad you asked that. But you see, there's a difference here. There's a way of doing this. Donald is a Republican sort of in the middle of the road. He'd have to leave that side because Bush and Dole have that all tied up. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about the delegates. But if he would leave and go on the Democratic side, he could bury all these people. Look at Hart. I mean, all of a sudden, he's #1. I mean, that's an impossibility. Now, Mr. Trump is arrogant, he's egotistical, but he's smart, and he's beautiful, and he knows how to do things.
Right.
If he would switch to the Democratic side, he could win the Democratic nomination because he knows how to put things together, put slates together in every state. He could win because then he'd go against Bush, and I'll tell you something, it would be a close election. I know